Boys and girls, let's put on a puppet show. Let's do it together. I'm sure some of you already have your own puppets, which you can use in our puppet show.
If you don't happen to have any puppets, you can make your own very easily with things you probably already have right around your house.
On the back of this album cover, you will find directions on how to make your own puppets. All you need are a pair of gloves or mittens. Mittens are better, but gloves will do just fine.
And you will need a couple of tiny doll hats. If you don't happen to have any doll hats, those little straw party hats you find in the 5 and 10 cent store will do very well.
Then just put on your mittens, attach the hats to your hands with rubber bands, and you're all set to go.
But what are we going to have our puppets do?
That's the easiest part of all. Just let this record play on, and when you hear our puppet voices talk or sing, you boys and girls make your puppets move so that it looks like they are doing the talking and singing.
I can hardly wait.
All right then, hide behind Daddy's big chair or maybe the sofa so no one can see you. Then hold up your puppets so everyone can see them, and we are all set to go.
Puppet show, puppet show. We are gonna do a puppet show. We will do most anything. We will talk and dance and sing. Oh, Jeffrey.
Yes, Magnolia?
I'm rearranging the furniture in my living room here, and I wonder if you'd help me move this sofa over to that corner.
Well, why do you want to do that? I think it looks nice where it is.
Well, I just think it'll look better over there.
Why are women always rearranging the furniture? It's silly.
Well, if you don't want to do it, I'll ask Calvin.
No. I'll be glad to help. Besides, I don't think Calvin could do it. It takes a strong person like me.
Oh, all right. But be careful.
But don't worry, I won't hurt your sofa.
Oh, I don't mean that. I mean, don't hurt yourself.
Oh, really now? A job like this is nothing to a person like me. Stand back now. Yep. Here we go. Oh, watch it. Easy.
Goodness gracious.
Wow,
oh,
hey,
dear.
oh.
What happened?
I hit my elbow against this table and bumped my funny bone.
Oh, did you bump your head?
Don't be funny. I hit my elbow, of course.
Well, you mustn't do that when you bump your funny bone.
Do what?
Go, ooh, ow, oh, dear.
Well, what do you do?
Well, when I bump my funny bone, I laugh and sing, I bump my funny bone. Ha, ha, I bump my funny bone. Hee, hee. Ha, 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 ha. Hee, 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 hee. It didn't even hurt a bit. I bumped my funny bone. Ha, ha, I bumped my funny bone. Hee, hee. Ha, 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 ha. Hee, 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 hee. It didn't even hurt a bit. Well, maybe just a little, I will have to admit, a little bitty bit, a bitty bit. But do you cry or fuss? No, you just throw back your head and go, ha, 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 ho, 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 hee, 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 ho, 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 ho. Oh, I'm so glad I was invited to your birthday party today, Alfred. I had a wonderful time.
So did I. In fact, it was the best birthday party I've ever had.
Well, I think everybody had a good time.
Well, thank you very much for the swell present you gave me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Goodness, I ate enough ice cream and cake to last me a month.
I feel kind of funny about getting so many presents.
Oh, well, after all, it is your birthday. Oh, by the way, I got a present today, too.
Really? What was it?
Well, a package arrived in the mail today, wrapped up with a ribbon and bow. But what was inside, I could hardly guess. I surely was dying to know.
It isn't my birthday at all today. Today isn't Christmas beside. I opened it carefully, held my breath, and here's what I found inside. A pumpkin, a house, and a truck, and a bear, a rooster for ducklings, and something to wear. An airplane, a tunnel, a pig, and a goose, a cabbage, a walrus, a barn, and caboose. Now, you might not think that I tell the truth. If not, won't you please take a look? You'll find them all there and a whole lot more in my beautiful coloring book. Oh, dear. I just don't see him anywhere. Are you sure Calvin is on this train?
Don't worry, Magnolia. Folks are still getting off the train. Calvin sent me a postcard and said this was the train he was taking back from camp.
Wait a minute. Isn't that Calvin coming there?
Oh, yes, it is. You, Calvin.
There we are, Calvin.
Well. This sure is nice of you all to come down to meet me.
Oh, how was your trip, Calvin?
Oh, just great. I had a wonderful time. Coming home, the engineer let me ride up in his cab with him.
Oh, how exciting.
I'll say, maybe someday I'll be an engineer and drive a big freight train.
Is that what you're going to be someday? A railroad engineer?
Maybe. I can't make up my mind.
It's the same way with me, Calvin.
Yeah, there's so many things I'd like to be. For instance, I'd like to be a cowboy and ride the western plain. I'd rope a calf and catch a steer and never once complain.
I'd like to be a dancer, the most of all, I guess. I'd jump and twirl and do a whirl and wear a pretty dress.
I'd like to be a mailman with letters in my pack and packages and magazines to carry on my back.
I'd like to be a sailor and sail the stormy sea. I'd capture pirates every day and set the women free.
I'd like to be a flyer and fly up in the sky. I'd fly to Zanzibar and back before you blinked your eye.
I'd like to be an actress and drive a fancy car and maybe go to Hollywood where I would be a star.
I'd like to run a fountain and sell ice cream to you. And ice cream cones I'd eat all day and maybe all night too.
I'd like to be a fireman and answer every call. I'd be a hero every day and not get tired at all. All of these things I am sure I could do. I would if I could, I mean. Today is my birthday and I'm only 6. Going on 17.
My goodness, Albert, why are all these farm animals making such a racket?
Because they're hungry, that's why. I brought their feed down here to the barnyard, and they can hardly wait for their dinner. Steady, bossy old girl. Don't step on me. Be patient. You'll get something to eat in just a minute. First, I've got to feed the chickens. Here, chick, chick. Here, chick, 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 chick. Chick, 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 chick. Come and get your corn. Come on.
Oh, aren't they cute? I just love farm animals.
So do I. But the thing I can't understand is this. Why
do they all talk in different languages? I mean, why does a cow go moo and a duck go quack? Why don't they all say the same thing?
Oh, that's easy. I know why.
You do? Well, while I feed the animals, you just tell me why.
Why, oh, why does a cow go moo? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? Why, oh, why does a cow go moo? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh?
Why, oh, why does a pig go oink? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? Why, oh, why does a pig go oink? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh?
Why, oh, why does a sheep go baa? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? Why, oh, why does a sheep go baa? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh?
Why, oh, why does a hen go cluck? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? Why, oh, why does a hen go cluck? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh?
Why, oh, why does a duck go quack? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? Why, oh, why does a duck go quack? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh?
Why, oh, why does a goat go mad? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? Now, why, oh, why does a goat go mad? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh?
Why, oh, why does a cow go moo? A pig go oink and a sheep go baa? Why, oh, why does a hen go cluck? A duck go quack and a goat go mad?
That's what I'd like to know.
Why they do it must surely haunt you. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh? If you're good, I will tell you why, oh. They do because they want to.
Say, Magnolia, here's a riddle for you. Why is tennis such a noisy game?
Well, I'm sure I don't know. Why is tennis such a noisy game?
Because each player raises a racket.
Wait a minute. I've got a better riddle than that.
And so have I.
Me too.
I'll tell you what. Let's all take turns telling a riddle, huh?
Oh, good.
All right, ladies first. Magnolia.
Oh, why does a chicken lay her eggs? Hey, diddle riddle dee dee. Oh, why does a chicken lay her eggs? Hey, diddle riddle dee dee. She lays all her eggs, for goodness sake. Hey, diddle riddle dee dee. Because if she dropped them, they would break. Hey, diddle riddle dee dee.
A riddle, diddle dee. A riddle, dee. A riddle, diddle dee. Riddle, diddle, diddle dee dee. Okay, it's my turn.
Go ahead, Captain.
I got one. Now listen. What must you do to have soft hands? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. What must you do to have soft hands? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. What must you do to have soft hands? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. The answer is don't do anything. Hey diddle riddle dee dee. Riddle diddle dee. A riddle dee. A riddle diddle dee. Riddle diddle dee dee.
All right, see if you can guess this one. The clock on the wall struck 13 times. Hey diddle riddle dee dee. Can anyone guess what time it was? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. The clock on the wall struck 13 times. Hey diddle riddle dee dee. It surely was time to get it fixed. Hey diddle riddle dee dee.
A riddle diddle dee. A riddle dee. A riddle diddle dee. Riddle diddle dee dee.
It's my turn now.
Uh-huh.
Here I go. What question is never answered yes? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. What question is never answered yes? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. What question is never answered yes? Hey diddle riddle dee dee. The question is this: are you asleep? Hey diddle riddle dee dee.
A riddle diddle dee. A riddle dee. A riddle riddle, diddle, 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 dee, dee.
All right, one more time. Be sharp now. See if you can get it. Now tell me what's best when it's used up. Hey, diddle, riddle, dee, dee. Oh, tell me what's best when it's used up. Hey, diddle, riddle, dee, dee. It must be used up or you'll get wet. Hey, diddle, riddle, dee, dee. An umbrella's best when it's used up. Hey, diddle, riddle, dee, dee. A riddle, diddle, dee. A riddle, dee. A riddle, diddle, dee. Riddle, diddle, 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 dee, dee. Well, it's getting late. I suppose we'd better go home now.
Oh, we certainly had a lot of fun here at the amusement park today, didn't we?
I'll say, I enjoyed the picnic better than anything. You sure pack a nice lunch, Magnolia.
Oh, thank you, Calvin.
I like the roller coaster the best. I went on it with Magnolia here, and she screamed during the whole ride.
Well, I just couldn't help it. I was near scared to death.
Oh, I hate to go home. I think the amusement park is my favorite place in the whole world.
My favorite place is the candy store. I could spend the rest of my life in a candy store.
Well, you're kind of quiet, Alfred. What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking of my favorite place.
Well, what's that?
If you were to ask me my favorite place in all of the world, I would say my grandparents' attic I love best of all because of the things you can play. Now up in their attic are strange-looking trunks and barrels of wonderful things. I pretend I'm a pirate with chests full of gold and rubies and diamonds and rings. Then out of the shadows leap hundreds of thieves, the worst of the old Spanish Main. But I fight them all back with my sturdy old sword, which is really my grandfather's cane. Then sometimes I play that I'm running a store and I am a rich millionaire. I get out the things in the boxes and trunks. You'd never believe what's all there. A birdcage umbrella, some buttons and beads, a lantern, a lock, and some lace. A spyglass and sponges, 2 spurs and a spoon, a violin vest and a bass. And many more treasures I spread all about and have the most wonderful fun. But I put them all back just the way that they were before grandmother sees what I've done. My favorite time in the attic is when the raindrops are raining around and pittering, pattering up on the roof. It makes such a beautiful sound. It giggles and gurgles and runs down the spouts, but I am quite cozy and warm. I pretend I'm a captain who's sailing the sea and fighting a terrible storm. But finally Daddy calls, we're going home, and sadly I walk down the stairs. Someday I will build me a house on a hill with an attic exactly like theirs.
Listen, what was that?
I don't hear anything.
Quiet, you'll hear it.
I don't hear anything.
I don't either.
Well, how can you hear if you are all talking? Be very quiet and listen.
Now I hear it. It's a cricket.
Yeah. Did you know that a cricket makes that sound by rubbing his legs together?
No kidding. I thought he made it with his mouth.
Let's listen again and see what else we can hear.
That's an old hound dog howling.
Oh, I have an idea. Let's see how many sounds we can make.
What kind of sounds?
Oh, any sounds. Sounds we hear every day all around us.
Hey, that's a good idea. All right, you start, Magnolia.
The world is full of lovely sounds that a person often hears, but some of them are pretty loud. You might have to hold your ears. Let's make the sound of a truck, the beautiful sound of a truck. If we have any luck, together we'll sound like a truck.
Let's make the sound of a horse, the beautiful sound of a horse. Very horsey, of course. Together, we'll sound like a horse. Let's make the sound of a bird, the beautiful sound of a bird. Any bird you have heard, together, we'll sound like a bird.
Let's make the sound of a jet, the beautiful sound of a jet. Make it loud, don't forget. Together we'll sound like a jet.
Let's make the sound of a bee, the beautiful sound of a bee. Now with a buzz, you'll agree, together we'll sound like a bee. Let's make the sound of a mule, the beautiful sound of a mule. They hee-haw as a rule. Together, we'll sound like a mule. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw.
Let's make the sound of a train, the beautiful sound of a train. With its cars full of grain, together we'll sound like a train.
Let's make the sound of a clam, the beautiful sound of a clam. By the sea where we swam, together we'll sound like a clam. Shh, they don't make any sound at all.
Watch out, Albert. Don't step out into the street. Didn't you see that big truck coming along?
I wasn't going to step into the street. I always look both ways before I cross.
Well, good. There's so much traffic these days, a person has to be extra careful.
I know. Let's walk over into the park where it's nice and quiet.
That's a good idea. You know, it's a dangerous world we live in, and a body has to be on his toes at all times.
I'll say. Take, for instance, what happened to me last week.
What happened to you last week?
Well, you will never believe what happened to me last Saturday afternoon. I was walking along and singing a song and holding a red balloon. Then in front of my eyes there was a surprise, a lion who snarled and roared. He was growly and mean and not very clean, so I reached for my trusty sword. Oh, I'm as brave can be, I said to the lion, oh fiddle-dee-dee, as brave can be. I said to the lion, oh fiddle-dee-dee. You must know how I felt when there in my belt no sword did I find at all. I had left it right there on Daddy's big chair at home in the upstairs hall. Oh, I'm as brave can be, I said to the lion, oh fiddle-dee-dee, as brave can be. I said to the lion, oh fiddle-dee-dee. Then the lion came closer, growling at me. I knew he was ready to leap. But I looked in his eye as easy as pie, and he lay down and went to sleep. Oh, I'm as brave can be, I said to the lion, oh fiddle-dee-dee. As brave can be, I said to the lion, oh fiddle-dee-dee. You might think that I'd rest a bit after that, but I'm brave for a child my age. I just took my balloon and saw the baboon who lived in the very next cage. Oh, I'm as brave can be, but all of the monkeys said fiddle-dee-dee. As brave can be, but all of the monkeys said fiddle-dee-dee.
Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Albert.
Oh, boy, that does it. Oh, no. Now the secret is out.
How did she ever find us?
I guess we were making too much noise.
What are you boys doing?
We fellas are building a secret hideout up here in the tree.
Well, it was a secret until you came along.
Oh, but I won't tell anyone. I promise. On my word of honor.
We would ask you to join our secret club, Magnolia, but it's only for boys. Girls aren't allowed.
Oh, well, that's all right. I have my own secret hideaway.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is a place that nobody knows. A secrety place where nobody goes. A wonderful place where I like to hide. A hideaway place for hiding inside. Now sometimes I like to be all alone, where I can just think some thoughts of my own, like times when I'm happy and times when I'm sad, and times when I'm good, and times when I'm bad. Now you mustn't think that I'm lonely there, for I'm never, ever, you see, I'm getting to know someone better there. That somebody is me. But maybe someday I'll have a good friend, a person on whom I'll always depend. Then inside my hideaway there will be two. Just maybe that friend of mine will be you. No, that's not right, Albert. Try it again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6?
No. The number after 4 is 5.
Oh, that's right. Why can't I get that into my head?
Well, you will. You just have to be patient.
Wait a minute. I've got an easier way to learn your numbers, and it's fun, too.
What's that, Jeffrey?
It's a march. We'll march the numbers round the room in a big parade.
Oh, good. May I beat the drum?
Certainly, but you've got to sing, too. That's the way you'll learn your numbers. I'll start it off, and then we'll each take turns with the numbers.
Oh, I love to march in a parade.
All right, Albert, beat the drum band. Here we go. Here they come, number 1. Our parade has just begun with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room.
Here they come, number 2. What a funny thing to do. With a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room.
Here they come, number 3. Buzzing like a bumblebee with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room. Here they come, number 4. Bounce the ball upon the floor with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room.
Here they come, number 5. What a day to be alive. With a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room.
Here they come, number 6. We can do some funny tricks with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room. Here they come, number 7. Stars are shining up in heaven with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room.
Here they come, number 8. Hurry up or we'll be late. With a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room.
Here they come, number 9. Won't you be my Valentine with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room. Here they come, number 10. Do it over once again with a rat-a-tat-tat and a boom, boom, boom. March the numbers round the room. March the numbers round the room. March the numbers round the room.
Hi, Magnolia. They told me I'd find you over here.
Oh, Jeffrey, please don't make so much noise. I'm babysitting with little Chanel tonight, and she's almost asleep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did she give you any trouble tonight?
No, she took her bottle and lay down in her little bed.
Well, gee whiz, I hope I didn't wake her.
Oh, that's all right. I'll go in and sing her a little lullaby. She likes that. Now the birds are sleeping, snuggled up warm in their feather nests. Now the stars are peeping out of the dark while the sun rests. Listen to the night owl singing a song with the katydids. Listen to the dog owl. Doesn't he know what the moon is? Sometimes you might hear a noise, a bump or thump or two. It never bothers girls and boys, for Daddy and Mommy the sun shining all aglow. Suddenly it's morning. Where in the world did the night go? Where in the world did the night go? Now our puppet show is through. You must go back to being you. It was fun to just pretend, but now our puppet show must end. Puppet show, puppet show. We put on a little puppet show. Now it's time to say goodbye. So goodbye, 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 goodbye.